putting light are what is scaffolding, different strategies which are related to scaffolding, types of scaffolding, definitely role of a teacher is important. How am I going to do this scaffolding in the classroom? Then one Z model also I will share with you, and few linking approaches along with the examples, because it is always in the mind, how am I going to do this? So few examples are also there showing you and depicting you, making you understand, making you more linked to the topic of this webinar. So good to go. Let's start with the warm-up. I always start my session with certain warm-up pictures, making creative, brainstorming in the mind that what is going on here. So here I can see one book and I can see a scaffolding, and I am understanding the stages of the child. So I am the one who is there in the classroom with number of children, and I should not supposed to keep this thing in my mind that everyone is on the same pace. I'm just going into the classroom, and this should be there in my mind that this is something which is the scenario of my class. So as a teacher, it is my, perception that I should be clear with this thing in my mind. Someone is sitting, on the very first step of the ladder. Someone is there on the third step of the ladder. So this is my perception. I have to have this perception before going into the classroom. I should not take it that, if I have 10 children in my classroom, all should reach at first step of the ladder at the one time, then second step, then third step. No, it is not possible. So I am a teacher. I should understand this thing that, every child is sitting on a different stage in my class. Then only I shall be able to reach that objective. Very simple. One is sitting here, other one is here, one is here, and this is the top one. So I should not assume this child to be here at the same time. It is not possible. Or look forward that yes, I have to take step as a teacher as if my child do not know anything before entering into the classroom. And then I should have a recall also what I've done in my previous session. Then only the scaffolding will work. Otherwise, it won't be able to. If you feel so that whatever I have done in my last session and I will not recall that, so recall is a part of your Bloom's taxonomy only. So if you are as a teacher feeling as if whatever I have done in my previous session, I will not do recall, then it won't work. So we as educators definitely looking forward for the next lesson plan in my next session. But yes, we need to have a recall, a little recall, though you can say, is required by the children, because we all are humans. Even we forgot things. So how we can expect something out of the frame from the children? Definitely not. So here my idea is recall is the key, which go hand in hand with scaffolding and understanding the stage of the child. Scaffolding is nothing but it is, the ladder framework which we, make when we are constructing a building. It is similar to that only. So here my building is my book, my learning. So in my learning, I should understand the different stages of the child. Now here, I am understanding the need of the time. Definitely, I should understand the need of the time. Very important. The child should have such kind of environment at least for one session in the whole day. They should have that liberal understanding. They should have that time with the teacher where there is that informal learning is also going on. In my previous discussions, I had already taught about regarding the building rapport with the students and all. So that student achievement is nothing but it is a milestone. We are taking steps of the ladder to reach there. So definitely I'm understanding the need of the time. I am giving this much space to the children. I am a teacher. I understand the thin line of respect. definitely, but informal sessions should also be there, and that is the part of your scaffolding only. Okay, here early years teacher is there, understanding the concern of the child. Definitely, I should understand the zone of the child. All 15, all 20, they are not in the same zone. So I, as a teacher, should understand the different concerns of the child, because the child is there with me for 6 to 7 hours in the school. If here I can say, yes, it is for mother teacher, they are continuously in the contact. But if in higher grades, if I say, so yes, they are in contact with number of teachers, but that concern should be, same with every teacher, I believe, because the child is same, right? So understanding the concern, understanding the need of nurturing a child. Definitely we educators are shaping the children, right? And nurturing is something which is, if you have love for something, if we are in this profession, we are definitely loving our children. So it is something which is the prime most requirement of our profession, that we are nurturing a child. And when we are nurturing a child, we are definitely giving the space to the child. So understanding the need of nurturing a child is again a part of the scaffolding only. Oh my God, I can see this picture. And I hope you understand the anxiety of a child. If I am a mother teacher, I shall be there for the whole day in the classroom, so I can easily understand the anxiety of the child, because I am there with them for the whole day. So I understand what I have done in my class in the previous hours. So I create that, easy zone for them as well. Subject teacher, say suppose if I have taken one subject, then I've gone, and the proper period system is there. So I should understand this. The child is taking maths, English, science, history, whatever, etc., etc., everything piling up. There is only one child, and the teacher is keep on changing. So I should understand the anxiety of the child. How comes that, if the child has gone through 3 periods continuously 100%, how should I expect that, in the 5th period also the child should be 100%? It is not possible. Not even for me it is possible. I hope you understand. If I keep on giving 5 webinars in a row, 3 webinars, you will be able to take, say suppose 90% max. But in your 4th and 5th, you will feel tired, definitely. So how come I won't be able to understand the anxiety of the child? I should understand. Very important. We as educators should understand such, very important attributes which are there, but we are not, we are just taking them. Okay, fine, it is there, fine. So here is your scaffolding. Scaffolding is nothing but it is, just step by step. So everything is step by step. Here, what I am saying is that every child is on different step. Very simple. Step by step is going, every teacher is going step by step in the classroom, but the approach which is taken by the child, how much the understanding of the child is, and how much the caliber of the child is to reach that topmost layer of that ladder, that is different. So that is what your scaffolding is. Okay, so now here it is a very beautiful pictorial understanding of scaffolding. Here I can see one child and reaching the learning outcome. Definitely, I am a teacher, I'm there in the classroom. Here the child is there, and this is your ladder, this is your pillar of learning outcome. But if I have created such steps for the child, definitely the output will be ultimately very different as comparison to this. Very simple. So here, if this child is able to jump till here or whatever, right, it is not possible for every child to jump and reach the learning objective at the same pace. That is what my concern is. Although we are making such steps of ladder in the classroom, but I should not expect the same pace by every child to reach that learning objective. Maybe I have to repeat that session. Maybe I have to recall that session. Recall is something, again, I am telling you, it's a part of the model only. So we should go for this. This is something is very important to recall or recap of that previous session. So here, yes, in scaffolding, we need to take care of this, this framework basically. And every child is on different step. That is what my concern is to share with you. And accordingly, we shall supporting, the children in the classroom. Okay. I told you in the beginning that yes, scaffolding is nothing, but it is like building. When we are building or constructing something, so we need such framework so that, the labors will go up and constructing the whole building. That is what is the assistant framework. So here in scaffolding in education is nothing, but it is an assistant framework that teacher provide to the student for learning. Now, in my every session, I make the teachers to contribute. Now, you just tell me, is scaffolding is student centric or teacher centric? Quickly coming to the chat box. Okay. So is scaffolding is teacher centric or student centric? Okay. Great. Student centric. Yes. So yes, and who is the one who is acting as a guide is the teacher. So yes, it is very clear now to everyone that it is an approach which is student centric. Very simple, right? And here the student is on, thank you so much for your response. So here every student is on different platform, right? And I am not stopping the pace of any of the child in the classroom, but I am not also forcing the pace of the child who is lagging behind. I am just motivating the child to reach the objective. And very important part of the scaffolding is that I am not comparing the children in any format. Any format, I am not comparing. That is why scaffolding is made. If the child is on the one step of the ladder, I'm just motivating and guiding. Then again, I am making the child motivated and guided. Motivation and guidance. That is the simple, the simple steps which we are following in the scaffolding. We are not here comparing. We are not here pushing, and not even reinforcing the children to, quickly reach to that objective. Obviously, every child will take the time to reach that objective. So we are not doing like that here. Okay, very important. Now, what is my role as a teacher? What is my key feature? What should I have in me to do the scaffolding in the classroom? Very simple. Extending my understandings. When I say extending, it means you have to be open-armed. The word extending here points to the ways scaffolding enables children to develop understanding, successfully completing the task, and that they would not be able to do that independently. If any child is not be able to do that task independently, I am extending my understanding. I'm extending my arms for that child. Very important. If I'm doing the scaffold, I am taking it, the one who is able to do, I am, simply giving the motivation to the child, okay, accomplish the goal. But the one who is lagging behind, I am extending the understanding. Yes, I am here as a guidance to you, and I shall be guiding you on each and every step. And it is, surrounded by motivation. Temporary support. If I say temporary support, it is like that I shall be giving support, then I shall be giving individual space. Again, I'm giving support, again, individual space. So here I am not liking, so suppose acting like a parasite on the child, that I'm sitting on the child and I'm making the child do each and everything with my support. No. The thing is like that, crucial to scaffolding is the temporary nature of the support which is provided. So here also you are giving the window to you as well, right? To understand the need of the child. And here you are giving a window to the child as well to do that individually. But yes, extending your understanding is very important. You need to understand the need of the time. You need to understand the, nurturing the child. You need to understand the need of the time and the requirement and an anxiety of the child, as I've shown you in my previous slides. Quickly moving to the next one. Teacher requirements for scaffolding. Very important. If I say any teacher want to, do the scaffolding in the classroom, what the teacher should know, basically. So that knowledge of complete content should be there. Now, definitely each and every teacher when goes to the classroom is having a complete content knowledge. Am I correct? Everyone, we all do our homework, right? Now, genuinely, I'm asking knowledge of the student. Now, quickly, let's contribute for this as well. Is knowledge of every student is important for us? Do you really think so? That knowledge of every student is important for us when I'm going to the classroom. What do you think? Great, I'm getting the responses. Yes. If you are saying yes, then I hope you can understand why it is important to have the knowledge of the students. Definitely, you want to have the knowledge of the student to mold your strategy, isn't it? Everyone, we want to mold the strategy. I already know that this student of mine is a slow learner, or this student of mine is a little one who, who just reach the objective as comparison to others. That is there in my mind only. I'm not saying it to anyone, neither I'm saying it to the students. But as a teacher, I have this knowledge. Very simple. In the class, I'm not sharing such things with the children. This is my homework which I am doing. But for the scaffolding, I need to have the knowledge of the student. Very simple. Number of models are there which are saying this thing, that when we are going to the classroom, we are having a knowledge of the content, no doubt, but we should have a knowledge of our students as well. Then only we shall be able to reach the learning objective in a correct direction with 100%, 100% achievement. Now, knowledge of, learning theory. Now, any learning theory, if you are implementing in your classroom, what do you think? Is it tricky for the teachers? Kindly mute, do not disturb others. So knowledge of learning theory means you should know what you are implementing in the classroom. Very simple. Right from the beginning till end. If you are having that, knowledge of that particular theory, then you will be easily able to accomplish the goal in your classroom. Very simple. Very important are the strategies and the tool. If you are a subject teacher, say suppose any subject which you are taking in your classroom, if you are taking number of tools and different strategy cards along with you, do you really think so that with which what kind of an element will make the student interesting and more engaged than in that particular session? What do you think? When I'm going with a book in the classroom, or when I shall be going with my strategy cards and tool in the classroom? Quickly looking for your response. What do you think? When I'm going with my book in the classroom, very simple, one book in my hand, and I'm just going into the class. And when I'm taking my strategy and my tools and my attributes in the classroom, and definitely the children will feel like, okay, now today ma'am is going to have something new in the classroom. Because that blackboard and whiteboard and video board teaching is a pattern which we are actually not looking forward for the whole day. Every teacher coming into the classroom and just doing that board learning, everyone is not looking, understand the level and zone of the child who is for whole 6 to 7 days, 7 periods doing the same thing in each and every class. I hope you can understand this. So this is something which is required. Yes, we need to change the strategies. Scaffolding is one of that, strategies which you can implement in your classroom, making it interesting. And this approach is actually taking all the children on the same pace along to reach that learning objective. Very simple. Now I'm moving towards, different strategies. Now it is beneficial for you. Now this question is coming in mind, that how am I going to, use the strategies? What can be the different strategies for this scaffolding? Here are different, strategies which we can use in the classroom to make my classroom and my lesson plan very interesting. Now here, read aloud session, definitely it is for the early years. Visuals and recall and like say picture learning, definitely for early years. Modeling and gestures, early years again can do. Here, sentence structure starters, international small group partner work, connect to background knowledge and graphic organizer. This zone goes to higher grades, right? So you can easily pick up your own strategy according to the age milestone of the child which you are taking in your classroom. Maybe there are the teachers in this webinar who are taking grade 3 and then they are taking grade 7, say suppose, or they are taking grade 1 and they are taking grade 5 as well. So here are the different strategies as per the age milestone which you are taking. You can implement different strategies leading to the scaffolding in your classroom. I again repeat, scaffolding is nothing but making the last one also slowly, gradually reach the top, basically. Very simple. Scaffolding is nothing but the different steps of the ladder. Every child is standing on a different step. You need to make the child slowly and gradually, with the recall, with recap, with strategies, temporary support, extending understandings, making the child reach that objective. Very simple. So let me move ahead. I hope it is clear to everyone in a brief format that what it is going on here as a, scaffolding. Okay. Yes, I got a response from one of the teacher. I'm teaching grade 1 students as well and grade 5 students too. Yes, ma'am. So you can see, you can change your, scaffolding strategies, according to, the age milestone, because age milestone is something which is really important. That's it. Okay. Now, let me move on to the next one. Now, yes, this is the question which is coming to everyone's mind, that what are the 4 stages or what are the different stages, which are related to scaffolding. Yes, there are different stages. We cannot reach everything on the same point. Very simple. Every skill, every activity, every plan is having, different stages. So here, definitely scaffolding is also having number of stages, 4 stages I'm sharing with you, right? So the very first stage is estimate the foundation knowledge. Very important. If I'm saying foundation knowledge, it means that what your student know, how much your student know. Very simple, right? If I'm teaching one chapter in the classroom, I should have a recall. That is the only way to understand that how much my student know. If I'm doing the recall, the one who is quickly giving me the response, or the one who is giving me 2 responses out of 5, and the one who is giving me only 1 response out of 5. It is a very simple estimate to understand the foundation knowledge. Am I correct, everyone? Yes. So this is how you understand, the level, the knowledge level, the graph of the child. Very important. When I say stage 2, now here comes my role. I'm introducing the task. Now I am already aware of what is the knowledge status of the child at that particular point. Then I shall be introducing my new task to the students. Very simple. In stage, stage 3, I shall be providing appropriate scaffolds. Now here, I shall be doing scaffolding on the basis of the previous slide, which I have shown you, where number of strategies were there according to the age milestone. That you can implement here. Very simple. Now, stage 4, demonstrate the mastery of new knowledge. Now, new task was given. Now, here you are doing the demonstration. Here, least support, temporary support is given by the teacher. Extending the understanding. How am I extending the understanding? Very simple, because I have already estimated the foundation knowledge. I already come to know who has given 2 answers, who has given 1, who has given all 5. So I have already taken the estimate that, okay, this is the knowledge level of particular child in my classroom. A quick look at that, because I have done the recall. Very simple. Now, I hope you understand how this scaffolding is related to your recall. Very simple. After that, I introduce the new task. Now, whatever is your new task, you just introduce that. Providing appropriate scaffold. Now, after introducing, what you will be doing? Are you doing any directive learning or independent learning? Everyone. Yes, this is for everyone. How you are understanding this stage 3? Is it independent learning, or here you are giving any direction or something like that? Anyone? Providing appropriate scaffolds. Okay, I'm getting the responses. Here, what am I doing? Here, I'm giving independent learning. Very simple. Directed. Directions I have already given, because I have already done the introduction of that new task. Okay. Simple. Very simple. I've done the introduction of the new task. But here I am providing the appropriate scaffolds, means here I am providing the appropriate strategies. Very simple. Yes, my prime most objective in the classroom is making the child learn independently. Not every time making the child, okay, this is this, note it down, this is written on the board, done. No. We are here to help the children to think from their own mind as well. Very simple. And then I am demonstrating. Now at last here, what am I doing? What am I doing? Here I am now showing to everyone how it is going to be. Very simple. So here, those who have done independently, perfect. Those who have reached to the second step of the ladder, very good. Motivate them to reach the next step. Those who are at the very first stage, what is the problem? Let's discuss that. Very simple. So here we are just motivating the children, understanding their stages and knowledge of the student. Very important, with temporary support and extending the understanding. Very simple. Now this question is coming in my mind, that how many types of scaffoldings are there? Number of. Here, in brief, I shall be discussing these 3: sensory, interactive, and graphic. Very simple. So this sensory is meant for every age. We just confined it to early years, etc., etc. No, nothing like that. Interactive is also for everyone. And graphical, it is definitely meant for the higher grades. Though it is my understanding, it is my caliber, how am I going to use that in the early years or primary years as well? That is what I can do, right? But here, if I say sensory, yes, it can goes for the early years. Interactive, most in every year. Interaction is something making the child feel confident, raising the child engagement in the classroom, raising the child motivation, raising the child confidence, and raising the child speaking skills as well. So very important. Interactive sessions, base group sessions, in my previous webinars I've already discussed that yes, base group sessions are very important, where you interact with the children both in a formal and informal way. Very simple. So it is a type of scaffolding which you can give to the child. Graphic representation, very interesting. If I say I'm doing graphic representation, so